Here's a relevant archetype for the channel, the Magician. So one of the things that you can think about when we're talking about Jung's archetype of the Magician is the Magician card in the standard tarot deck, right? So the Magician, also known as the Sage, the Shaman, the Holy Man, the Wise Old Man, the Knower, the Seer, the Prophet, the Wizard, the Alchemist, and it's associated with the power to create because that's what we do. We create reality in accordance with will, hence magic magician, right? I'm using Crowley's definition of magic if you guys haven't heard me use that in my previous videos or if this is the first one of mine that you have seen. So the magician is also known as the mentor with supernatural aid, according to Joseph Campbell. If you've ever read any of his stuff on the hero's journey breakdown, his cyclical thing, that the big monomyth, the standard structure for every story everywhere. Yeah. Fascinating books by him. The Hero with a Thousand Faces, and then trying to remember his other one. It's actually always on the bargain rack at my store. Anyway, so examples and stories of the magician are Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. You got Merlin from King Arthur. You got Morpheus from The Matrix. You got Dumbledore from Harry Potter. You got Obi-Wan and Yoda, both from Star Wars, right? And there's multitudes of others. Essentially, any character that helps out the main character when the main character starts off on their journey can technically, at least in this super broad sense that I'm applying to here, be considered the magician because he's the one that helps create change in the hero's life. So you got to think about, like, apply the hero's journey basically to yourself and think of the magician as a catalytic force or even a mentor or a person that helps you to make a big change, or someone that kind of helps you along the way with learning something new. Now, this can be yourself, allowing you to create change in your life to transform something. You could associate it with your higher self, what have you. Even in everyday life stuff, like student teachers have a teaching mentor. Whenever you start a new job, you usually shadow someone like that. That can kind of be seen as the magician because they are causing this change of you stepping into a new role. Yeah, that was completely off the cuff. Let's keep going. So help someone with anything that requires a great deal of study. I think that kind of sums it up right there. In the archetypal sense, a magician is a master of technology, as any advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. I'm trying to remember where I got that phrase from, but I've seen it several times, right? Because, like, I'm not sure how electronics work. I don't know what brings the electricity and all that stuff. I don't truly understand what makes electricity go from wherever it comes from to my house to make that light happen. It's like if I went 500 years in the past, I would be seen as like crazy because I'd be talking about all this crazy technology we have. I have a light box where stuff and images and sounds and things come out of it. They'd look at that like, if I went back 500 years, they'd hear me talking about that. That's magic, right? Now, where was I? Yeah, where did I put technology? Oh, yeah, indistinguishable from magic. The bottom line is that magicians, like engineers or physicists, figure out a way that some mechanic of the world works. According to Jung's perspective, the magician is about revolution and change, and the magician represents growth and transformation. The challenge of the magician archetype is to seek out self-improvement and find others who can mentor you in finding advancement in whatever area of study you are in. Everyone needs a mentor at some point at any job, like student teaching, residency as a doctor, shadowing a cashier in your first day working in retail. I did that. Actually, I did the student teaching thing too. And speaking of which, anybody needs a mentor with magic and stuff, I do offer that. So you guys can check out my Patreon page or just hit me up on email and we can talk about it. Anyway, shameless plug, keep going here. So the magician and trickster archetypes can kind of be interchangeable at some points, and I'll probably do a trickster later. I'm going to have to make a mental note for that. That is to say that you need to be careful when seeking a mentor, as they may not be a magician, but instead are tricksters who are just looking for your money rather than teaching you real and effective skills. I do find that a lot in like the New Age spiritual magic community, basically, where people, like, it's all good to be like have that fair exchange of energy of like money for services and stuff, but some people, it gets too muddled and whatnot. I'd probably go into that more, but it's 5:44 a.m. right now, and I've been up since 2 a.m. and I've had 2 hours of sleep, so we're gonna stick to the script unless I come up with any better ideas. So, the magician is also about manifesting and using your will to create change in the world. You embody the magician when you understand the ideas of manifestation and magic. That something starts as an idea, and given enough energy, that idea can manifest itself in physical reality. So there's like dark and light aspects to a lot of these archetypes, right? Pretty sure it's every one of them. Um, but the active dark aspect of the magician is the manipulator. This is when the powers of creation are used to influence someone for selfish reasons, which is why I do not like cursing people, why I think love spells are crap, not to mention the fact that they don't work, but in the event that you are doing something to manipulate someone else's free will, that is trash and stop doing it. Um, yeah, the magician isn't really out to create a reality where they are on top for the purpose of pushing others down. That's the main idea. That's what we should be. But manipulators are a whole different story, right? The magician is about self mastery, not the mastery of others. So if you're going to practice magic, keep that in mind. You don't want to have success by squishing everyone else down. You want to have your own success independent of anyone else. So the passive dark aspect is the innocent one, a recluse of sorts. Someone who has used their power for more intellectual advancement rather than doing something with it. So in my book Magical Theater, I did talk about this, and it's also in Magical Mastery. But I have a section called "Dangers of Being a Bookworm," right? And if like I could take all these books, right, all my brains, all my knowledge and stuff, and I could just stop making videos right now. As a matter of fact, how about I go back in time and I don't make any videos at all, right? I have all this knowledge and stuff. Let's say I just read a ton and I know how to do stuff. I never do a spell. I never make a video. I never answer an email. I never have an email associated with this account. You guys get the idea. Basically, if I don't do anything with the knowledge that I have, that's a waste of time. Why? Because I have the potential to change things. I have the potential to make great change in my life, and I do nothing with it. It's like getting a degree and not doing anything with it. I mean, nowadays that's kind of hard to go about with doing sometimes based on job market, things like that, and whatever. But I wish I could bring my degree back to college and demand a refund. Sure, a lot of people kind of do feel that same way, but I think you guys are getting the idea. If you have a skill and you don't use it, why not? You know, if you can play an instrument, fantastic, and you just give it up one day just because you don't feel like it, well, that kind of sucks. Because if you're good at something, one, in my opinion, if you're good at something, you should get paid for it. And two, if you're good at something, you should enjoy it. And three, if you're good at something, you should just want to do it and do it, right? Yeah, let's see. If you have the knowledge and the ability to do great things, then why not do those great things? That's like the last note that I put. So that's the stuff that I have on the magician archetype in a nutshell. If I dig around a little bit more, I might make a part 2 to this. Or if you guys ask me some good leading questions and I'm able to dig up some answers for those things, I might make a part 2 to this. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You can check out all of my other social media and stuff and my books and whatnot. That's at the end of this video. And I think I'm going to get some coffee. Good hunting. Thanks for watching my video. So if you want to check out my playlists, I have, among others, the Simon Necronomicon, the Tree of Life, General Magic, Tulpamancy, a playlist on my books, the elements, stones, the theories that govern magic, and the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Movement, which is an update and expansion upon Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Mastery, which is a combination masterwork of Magical Theater and Magical Mechanics, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.